He's more famous than me. I'm talking about the guy that works and brought art gallery to life, and the winner 5 years in a row. Man, I'm telling you, I got to bring him on right now. I can't talk no more without him showing his face. Good afternoon, Quincy.
Good afternoon, Henderson. Good to see you.
Good to see you as well. I mean, you popping up everywhere. You know, you. I mean, I've been to your gallery. For those that may not have been, this is Ukwensi. Um, did I pronounce your name right?
It's actually Quincy, like
Ooh.
Jones.
Oh, Ukwensi.
Yes.
Okay, I got it now. I have to say it. Get say it a lot.
No problem. You're good.
But you're a very talented young man. You opened up this gallery. I want you to tell the people a little bit about the opening of your gallery, how long you've been opening, and the great success you've been having in the.
Okay. Well, again, thank you for having me, Henderson. My name is Quincy Chappelle. I am the owner, artist first, but owner and curator of Gallerie Ukwensi at Ghent. We opened in April of 2018, and the highlights, well, the main focus of the gallery is to highlight some of the top contemporary artists in the area.
Mhm.
And we've been going at it for the past 5 years, and it's been a great success.
Yes, I mean, I know when I was at Old Dominion and I had gracefully come over to the show, and because I'm a fine arts major and painter, uh, I had when being a student, and when you get into your upper classes, you have to go around to different galleries. Of course, the main one is always the Chrysler Museum.
Yeah.
And we went to a few on 21st Street. But when I go into places to watch or view or look at the art, or your atmosphere is inviting. you
Yes.
know Everybody else is, it's nothing wrong with the way, everybody do their own thing, but yours is inviting, meaning that you want to be there, you know, even if you ain't an artist, you can't afford to buy the paintings, but you feel like I got to be here for some reason. One of these days, I'm going to be able to own one of these pieces. And the way you arrange, do you do all the arranging yourself?
I do all by myself. Yes.
Oh, okay. So it's the way you do it and you create the atmosphere makes it like, hey, I can't I can't miss a Saturday, but if I do, I know that the owner is going to be there to greet me
Mhm.
and make me feel like, hey, I'm a part of this journey.
Absolutely. That was one of the main things that's important for any type of business
Mhm.
is if you're the host, be the host, and you want to make your guests feel welcome. I had the fortunate opportunity of learning how to sell art when I was living in Hawaii for all those years, for
Oh,
18 years. And
okay.
the main thing is to greet. And I've noticed that, I'm so happy that there are galleries around. Um, However, I found that a lot weren't they never greeted, or
Hmm.
if they greeted, they just left me to my own devices, and
Hmm.
that to me is just the wrong approach. You want to make people feel welcome, that people know where they are, where everything is, and if they're happen to be looking at a certain artist, give them a little fact about it and then back away. The main focus is to make them feel comfortable, and it's not a visit; it's an experience.
Right. And that's the key to business, and like I tell people, I've been in the entertainment and in management and entertaining the audience for over 40 some years.
Yes.
And most thing I studied, even when I became a DJ, I studied all the DJs.
Hmm.
When I went to my first experience in having an opportunity to be in a like a club atmosphere or a lounge atmosphere was at the Blue Hawaii in Portsmouth back in the day in mid city, and they offered me the opportunity to do a night to do a night there because I didn't charge him anything. He said, I'll let you rent it for $50 a night. And nobody, and when I told my friends, the other DJs that manage large, clubs and stuff, like, bro, ain't nobody gonna give you no club and allow you to sell alcohol for no $50 a night. That they just laughed for like 20 minutes. I said, that's what the guy said. I was about 24, 25. I'm like, I don't know. That's what he said. I
Right.
take people as their word. But what I did is I went back and had lunch or dinner there, and I observed his staff. Like when you sitting there, like every 4 or 5 minutes, they were right back at your table. You need
Yes.
something? If you want something, bringing you a clean towel or napkin, or if you wanted more tea, or man, I'm like,
Yes.
I'm
Hmm.
trying to hold a conversation here. But I studied that, and with that and the combination of all the other, because we didn't have clubs back in the 70s, we only had, you know,
Nights.
nights at short shoe halls, or
Yes.
you rent a armory or something.
Hmm.
But as I studied people, I'm like, okay, when you come in here, the people just like talk to you any kind of way. They don't say good evening. So when I developed, my business, I made sure that my employees would speak to the customer
Absolutely. Very,
because
very important.
yeah, because they're the one
Absolutely.
that's bringing the money and going to bring you other customers.
Absolutely. You have to make the experience pleasant, unforgettable.
Hmm.
And one of my main focuses also is to, when I invite all people to come into the gallery.
Hmm.
I've heard people say the gallery seems intimidating. And I said, don't go, don't be that way.
Right.
um, I have serious art in here. Yes, I do.
Yeah.
But I would like for you to come in and enjoy yourself. And it's the goal of mine for every visitor
Hmm.
to leave with smiles on their faces. And they don't necessarily have to buy.
Right.
But if they run into someone who's interested
Hmm.
in buying art, you know what? There's this great gallery where we would just have the great time, and art is amazing. Let me tell you about this place, and it's called word of mouth. And if I give out graciousness, I get it back.
Right. Yeah. Because every time I've been there, it's all the energy, the atmosphere. You can feel the warmth in the room.
Yes. Mhm.
The warmth. That's it's never a negative vibe in there.
No, no, it's really, really important. And you know why? Because we're these are trying times these days in so
Hmm.
many avenues, and there are a few things that bring people together. One is music, and the other is
Hmm.
art.
Right.
You can have different ideologies, different thought processes, but you can say you can love the same painting.
Right.
You have something in common there. So it's a common ground area where, I have people from all walks of life who are in here, as you've seen.
Yeah.
But it's important to have that intermingling just for the evening,
Hmm.
as all in the sake of art. And to me, that's the ultimate art piece, if you understand what I'm
Hmm.
saying.
Right.
All
Yeah.
of the camaraderie together, and so yeah, it's very important to me to really give them, any visitors, a great time,
Hmm.
respect them as people, you know,
Hmm.
and let them know about art.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that you like I said, you do an excellent job. When I first came there, the lady was like the lady that was working the bar area.
Yes.
And she was like, "Would you like something to drink?" I said, "No, no, no, thank you." She said, "It's free." And, I said, "No, I don't drink." And then she said, "Okay, I got soda.
Yeah.
No, I'm good." She was like, always like, every time I would stop by, she'd say, "You want something now? Can I get you a glass?" I said, "Give me a bottle of water," because and then I was standing there. Then other people came up and was introducing themselves. I
Yes.
met I met a gentleman. He was there. I'm from. He saw my bracelet that I
Mhm.
gave to my son now, and he said, "You got that from New York?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "You know how I know? Because that cut on that gold, that's a New York. That's a New York
Mhm.
jeweler." And I said, "Yeah, like that." And it was like everybody was warm. You walk over here, you're like, "Hey, that's my painting." It's okay. So because I don't do a lot of I do a lot of talking when I'm up here. The reason why I do it here because I'm nervous. When I'm talking to people. So when I get talkative, that means I'm getting a little nervous. So I have to calm myself down. But with your place, I stood by, watch you move, you mingling, you from the front to the middle, to the back to the middle, to the front,
Listen,
and you never miss an individual, you know.
no. If I do, I apologize. There's so many people there, but I try
Yeah,
to
yeah, that's what
acknowledge.
I'm saying. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like you're like, be right back. So when like I said, is I watch. That's how I develop. When I'm painting and stuff too. I mean, you as your art, your work is crazy. Every time I turn around, you got people buying. you
Yes.
know, and is that piece behind you? That's not one of yours, is it? Or
This is one of mine. Yes.
oh, okay. What's the name of that one? And
It was called oh, I'm sorry. Uh-oh. Can you see me?
I don't see you.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
It's called It was called Play Misty for me, but
Uh-huh.
I really look at it and I'm going to change the name to Eternia. It's
Oh,
like it looks like a distant world that's just been discovered, and there's
okay.
so much topographical aspects to it, and
Mhm.
um, I I love this piece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you do great work. I look at it when I come in and stuff, and you have the gift and the talent, and I guess that's why you have so many admirers or collectors of your work. Because I know this one right here you just sold.
Yes, I did.
Mhm.
Yes, to this lovely lady. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
Lily.
Okay.
She's been wanting a piece for a couple of years, and she saved up enough, and she acquired it. I'm happy to
Oh, okay.
welcome her as a new patron. Yes.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You make people save. Hey, well, I won't go to McDonald's today. I'm going to the Quincy Gallery. Forget that. No trips this month. So that's the key important. I mean, the key to being you know that people really cherish the work that you do, the time, because it takes a lot of time. I don't know how. I'm pretty sure it takes.
It takes a long time. Yes.
Yeah, you know, but it's the emotion and the feelings that you are putting into the paintings when you're creating it. It's not an overnight process.
No,
And
it's not.
and
Mm-mm. It's not. I call them my windows to your imagination.
okay.
When I say my windows, this is what I see through my windows.
Uh-huh.
And my windows welcome your imagination. And
Okay.
whatever you see is absolutely correct because it's exactly what you see.
Hmm.
There's no wrong or right answers. There's just whatever you see,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
I title my work because that's my experience, but it is
Okay.
my hope and my wish is for everyone to make it their own experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I bring you on the show, because we're to expose the people that watch my show and on my pages, and I get a lot of viewers. Some are always, because this is lunchtime, maybe most people will say, "Oh, I'll pop in for a minute," but I know that once it's archived and it's on my, people go back and see it, and I've gotten, from Facebook, oh, you reached 1,000 people this month, So I get 3 or 4 of those. Once a month, I'll get one of those. And like I tell people, the platform is to engage the audience so that they know that people are here. Word of mouth is what move businesses. You got to market, you got to advertise, you got to if you're an influencer, you can influence people to want to stop by, or hey, let me go by there and check out a piece.
You have to network. You have to network.
Yeah. And that's why I really appreciate you always coming on. Like I said, is you don't have to. I mean, it doesn't hurt to pick up a few more people, but the war that says that you are a 5 years in a row. I mean, I don't know. Have you passed Chrysler yet?
Have I been to the Chrysler?
No, I said, have you passed Chrysler in awards? I don't know if they still get awards.
I'm sure Chrysler is, still very well known.
Oh yeah,
and I really appreciate the Chrysler a lot. That's a place to go to for all artists. I know artists that go there for inspiration. And I'm so happy that it's there. And it's such a beautiful environment. There you go. And but yeah, I am happy for all types of art facilities.
Yeah,
as well.
Well, yeah, you learn a lot in going to Chrysler because I'm born here, and I know a little bit more background about Chrysler and stuff, and well, we ain't gonna get into that. We're just gonna keep it positive. We're gonna keep it positive, but with you being here, I think it kind of catapult them to make some changes.
Yes, and one was to pay attention to Black artists.
Right.
There are so many perfect, masterful artists here in this area.
No question.
And that's why I feature only artists from the Tidewater 757 region, is to really get them well known.
Yeah.
Not just locally, not statewide, nationally, and also internationally. It's so important to, and it's okay for a white patron to buy Black art. It is okay. We have been doing that for hundreds of years. Now it's your turn. Right.
Because my first cousin, he went in the Navy, and after he got out, he moved to New York. And I don't think he might be deceased now, because I was 5 or 6 years old when he came out of the Navy, and he was about 20 something then. So I think I read on the internet that he was deceased, because I was looking for him, and they called himself he named himself after Picasso's. He called himself Pablo.
Okay.
In Harlem. He sold enough paintings about 5 brownstones.
I am so envious of all the amazing artists from Harlem.
Yeah.
All those amazing galleries.
Yeah. So they when it comes to up there, because he was a Black artist, he painted a lot of art, sculptures. He did carvings and everything, and mostly a lot of white people bought his work. And up there it's like a totally different thing. You go out to the galleries, or you just see everybody mending. When I was going to broadcasting school, I had the opportunity to go to I think it's Miss B's, the model, and you met everybody. Like, it's like your place. She had a bar, a restaurant type cafe or whatever, and everybody, man, I met so many famous people. And I'm up in school. I'm like, hey, I'm from the country. I don't know nobody. I'm just, people walk up to you like, hey, I met the guy that his family owned advertising. He owned the advertising company. He was one of the biggest advertising companies for Avon. He had contracts with Avon and all these people, and you artists, musicians. And I know that you have musicians and poets that come over there and do poetry.
Yes, yes, I
So
do. I really am influenced by the galleries of New York. I wanted to give that sort of atmosphere here.
mhm,
Um, to again do something differently. I decided when I decided to open, I wanted to do the opposite what other people are doing,
right.
and it worked. But yeah, I am very much influenced by um, the galleries up in New York and
Mhm.
Chicago and
Yeah.
LA. Yeah.
Yeah. So I did have an opportunity when I was in was it Florida? No, in DC. I went to the art museum up there, art gallery there, and everybody's different, in way they approach, the people that come in to study art. And it's but here, like I say, with yours, it's like, man, mirrors Saturday, because I still like recuperate. I'm getting better now.
That's
I'm getting ready to get back in the gym,
that's
and
awesome.
because I don't, I come a little while, and when since I've been out, but I try not to stay long because I'm, it's just everything changes when you get COVID. You're walking, your legs are not steady. You can't move. If you move, you feel like you're gonna bump some. I'm bumping into people, and it's not intentionally. So I said, well, I better go now. But it's like not being there to feel that atmosphere, that energy that you got in that room.
Get you a boost of it.
Yeah, so it's like you get addicted. It's like an addiction. I got to be at the gallery, man. What's going on? Who's performing this week? What artist's going to be there? You have a tremendous, like I said, of course, this right here. You just, I think this is new because I haven't been over there in a while, but I know this got to be new. Tell the people that's who this artist.
This is well, are you looking at the two the man and the woman sculptures? Most
Right.
and on the this actually I'm looking at two artists there.
Okay.
L. Purnell Johnson,
Uh-huh.
he did the head figures. He is the one of the art instructors at Church and High School,
Oh, okay.
and he is absolutely one of the best I've seen in the area. Excuse me. Those
Uh-huh.
two are about the beginning of the slave trade.
Oh.
The woman on the right is called 17th Century Retrospective, and again, it's about the first time the slave trade started.
Mhm.
And the second one is called The Middle Passage of the Mail, and if we all know what happened at the Middle Passage.
Right.
And if you
Yeah.
look closely at the image, you'll see imagery of what happened at the Middle Passage.
Man.
Yeah. And the gentleman on the right, the one on the right, is called Three Graces, the Three Marys, by
Okay.
Ray Johnson. He is one of the best painters in the area, and I'm just so happy and proud to be hanging my art with his. Honestly, he's just incredible.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's why I keep mine upstairs in the closet.
You know what?
I'm getting out there one of
I
these
told
days.
you, I told you about this the first time. I think I saw some of your imagery, and you are an amazing artist.
Right.
You
Yeah.
really are.
I'll take that because I have you on the show. And you're like, well, I better not say it's bad. But
No,
you may not
no,
invite me back again. But
I
but I'm
saw your work. It's really nice.
Yeah, I'm working on it. I just don't. I get into two different many projects, and I haven't painted now since I've been had COVID. I haven't picked up a brush or pen, but I've been drawing and stuff ever since I was a child. I just like I tell people, once you begin, you're gifted. God gives you gifts. You just got to know how to preserve,
Hmm.
and at the same time, when God allows you to create something, you know, it's once you learn the techniques, like I tell people, I learned techniques, skills. That's what I went to school for. I went to learn the techniques. So now that I know some of the techniques, not all of them, the more techniques I learn, then in my mind, it's not that I'm not painting. It's not that I'm not putting it on canvas. I paint in my mind because I'm divine. I'm really utilizing the techniques in my head, just like the computer do. If you program it,
Right.
you program it, and it begins to take on a mind of itself. So when I go back to the canvas, or I mean, I got all kind of materials that I can sit down and paint for a year or two. But until that time comes, I won't pick up a brush because my biggest challenge is trying to stop the violence and the killing of our future leaders, and that's our youth. You know, so I can wait a few more.
But
You know,
I have to defer with you just a little bit.
uh,
Your art can help with that.
right.
And the thing is, though, like I said, I think I said this at the first interview we did, that
Um,
we're such a small percentage of the world as artists are.
yeah,
We have been given a gift by the great creator to be
uh,
messengers,
right,
you know, and so I'm making my duty to try to convince artists, don't suppress it,
right.
express it.
Yeah.
So I'm talking, and I was talking about you, Mr. Vaughn.
Yeah. I always, when I'm not painting, I hear you. I hear what you're saying in my head. Trust me. I hear you, and I'm coming. It's just that I create other. I mean, I still being creative, but not painting. I
I
create.
understand. Yes, of
So
course.
it's just getting around to because I use my talents, by creating characters, my comic books, so that young people can say, "Hey,
Well, that's
if he can
wonderful.
do, if he can do that, I can do that." That's
Exactly.
you see what I'm saying. So I create, I create in all mediums, but I focus on the characters because, like most people don't understand, is it was only like five in when I started my research back in the 70s. It was roughly about 5,000 Black artists doing comic books. Um, Temperton always do a like Comic Con. They do a Temperton Black for Black artists, and I haven't been. I went to Philly to Comic Con and did with my books, and then I'm thinking about doing it this year to go to California
Mhm.
to Comic Con. But like I try to express is, when I had started introducing my books to young people, then a lot of people like, I can draw, I want to do that. So a lot of people got influenced to begin to do, their own thing. So, but what I try to do is instill, there's people like you that got a gallery. There's people like you uh, that do. What's the name of the type of art that you do? Because it escapes me, keeps forgetting.
Uh, the best way I can describe it is just non-representational, um, abstract expressionism.
Okay. So we all have this inner spirit, or that's driving us to be creative in our own rights, and that's what I'm saying is you opened that gallery and gave people here a marvelous opportunity that they didn't have.
Especially, unfortunately, I have to say this, but especially the Black artists.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I got so sick and tired of hearing that all these great artists have to leave their familiar area
Yeah,
to go and get some sort of recognition,
yeah,
and that's over. I would like to challenge all these other art galleries to really start hosting Black art and
yeah.
Black artists. Um, you can learn so much from it.
Mhm.
It sparks up conversation, and then understanding starts to happen.
Right.
you know. So, but I have to do it here. If I have to start here, fine. And but I'm certainly hoping that
Yeah.
there's going to be plenty more opening.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they got them popping up places, but you know, for you to be as successful as you are, you know, also saw on your page that you also appeared on 757.
I did, yes.
Mm. So it ain't, you know, you are getting known and recognized. Like I said, it's just that people must want to come and expose themselves to your gallery. And
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure that they will constantly want to come back and purchase, especially people that's buying new homes. These big houses got these walls, and you know you got walls in your, you know, you can't sit there with a blank wall. It's like you got to put something on it, because the only thing you did is bought. Most people, they don't understand. You bought a house, but a house doesn't become a home until you start implementing the creativity that you want people to experience when they come to visit.
Hmm. Yeah,
And,
I understand. Yeah, and let's not knock minimalism.
uh, you know, so
uh,
it's, you know, go ahead.
but it's I agree. I when I go to people's homes who are minimalists and I see their walls are bare, and it drives me crazy. But to each their own.
Yeah.
But yes, as an artist and also as an art salesperson, of
Uh-huh.
course, I would say, when are you going to put some art up there? I got some great art for you. Come and see
Right.
it.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah.
It's just finding the right piece. That's what I'm saying about you having your that first Saturday,
Yeah.
and the first Saturday is coming up this week. That's why I invited you. That people have to, you know, explore. You know, if you're going out to dinner on first Saturday, this Saturday coming up in March, go to dinner and stop by the gallery for
Yes.
30 or for 30 an hour. You know, I
Yes.
can tell you, stop by for ain't but 5 minutes. And but once you get in and absorb the atmosphere and look at the art, you become like, well, man, I came, but I was gonna leave in 10 minutes, but I wound up staying an hour. Because that's how I did when I first came to your gallery.
Yeah.
You know, I
Mhm.
wound up being there like I think two was closed.
Yeah.
I only meant to come for about 20 or 30 minutes, to get a brief, but I wound up staying an hour. So when people truly, truly don't understand that the uh 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 I got culture by LE. Um, she's watching. She came to your gallery, had told about it, and she popped up, and her picture was in one of your photos. Uh, her first time there, and she does. She creates African T-shirts with African culture earrings, and she does the African
Beautiful.
calendar, you know, about Black historical places in Virginia, and then it's 757, you know. So I, like I said, is people really like, and she also says the same thing. The atmosphere is amazing, you know,
Oh, thank you.
you
Thank
know.
you so much. I have to go see your atmosphere.
Yeah, yeah. She'll be on this Thursday on GA for Justice. She'll be on the talk show talking about some things that she got coming up, and she's been very creative in the area. Um, yes, the Virginia, she does the Virginia National Native Calendar. You know,
Oh,
that's
okay. Well,
she.
that's interesting. Yes.
Yeah,
And she's been to the gallery before?
yeah.
Is
You
it?
got her. She's in a picture with standing by one of your
Oh,
clients.
okay. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Great.
You
Hopefully
got
she'll
her.
come again.
Yes, yeah, she definitely will. I think she's been there maybe twice, I think,
Excellent.
already. But like I tell people, I had told, I said, she said, no, I never heard of him. You need to go by there. It's really, so it's really amazing. And she took up the offer. And I've been inviting some other people, but I know it's a lot of people that I do know in the professional area there. I had invited one of the professors at Well, she's a professor everywhere. She's a professor at Old Dominion. She was a professor at Old or Norfolk State. She graduated from Old Dominion. She graduated from Norfolk State. Her name is um, um, I can't think of her name now, Professor, because I call her by something else, but but she says she's gonna hopefully get by there. Because I told her, I said they do spoken word. She paints, and she also do spoken word. So that she says she's gonna hopefully get by there when she stays busy. She really stays busy and stuff. So hopefully she'll get by there real soon.
Well, you don't
But
necessarily have to use my event to come, because some people can't make the event sometimes. But
uh-huh.
that's why another thing I'm doing differently is staying open in the evenings.
Oh, okay.
From like for instance, to Monday and Tuesday we're closed, but
Okay.
Wednesday and Thursday I'm open 4 to 9.
Okay.
On the weekends is 5 to 10, and Sunday 2 to 7.
Oh,
That gives you an opportunity to come and enjoy it, because I'm always here. Come and enjoy a glass of wine with me.
right.
I'll show you the gallery. We'll talk about art, and hopefully you buy something. But you
Yeah.
don't necessarily have to. You
Yeah.
know, because that's not what it's. Of course, we love when people buy, but
Right. No
we also want
question.
you to come and enjoy yourself and then feel relaxed.
Yeah. And that's good to know. I didn't know. I'm glad you put that out there. So it's important, because like I said, it's summer's coming, spring is almost here. The
To me,
weather.
it's already here.
Yeah, yeah. Like I tell people, we don't get that weather like everybody else is getting. That's
Wow,
why they should realize that this is a blessed area because
it is.
they don't understand if you keep on messing with God, people, it's gonna be trouble. It's gonna be some serious trouble. Like
Well,
maybe they don't watch the weather in all these other cities, and especially around oceans and all these places. How much bad weather have we had here compared to
well,
all these cities flooding and you know wiping out places? You know, it's got to be because we are blessed.
well. It's well. There's a scientific aspect, but also too, if there's a universal vibration of either good energy or bad energy,
Right.
you get to it. Otherwise, other than that, God just don't like ugly.
Hello. You better believe it. And like as Pharrell Williams said, there's something in the water. You better believe that.
Yes.
Trust me.
Mhm.
Go down to that ocean front and walk the other end. Don't go down there by where the ice cream place is. Walk to the end of it and go out there like 12 o'clock. Walk down there. Man, it is so dark, pitch black. You can't see nothing out there.
Yeah.
Trust me. And the energy out there, don't go there. I don't go out there when it's raining. It's just raining.
Mhm.
I don't go out there. It's the energy, the vibrations out there is so strong. And I've had friends in the Navy that be on ships and stuff say, you ain't got to tell me. When we come in there, it's so pitch black you can't see nothing. So they got to respect this place because this is a very special place.
It's a
But
sacred place.
yeah,
Mhm.
and
Absolutely. Hmm.
so that's why, like I tell people, when you being here with your art gallery, it has to be because 5 years in a row. I mean, I know you don't want to brag, but I got to. I got to say it. 5 years in a row, winning, that is unheard of.
Yeah.
You know, that is unheard of. And that and it's well deserved. It's well
Thank you.
deserved because you put your heart and soul into that. So when you put your spirit into something, and
Absolutely.
then God comes by and top it off, that means it's gonna double to 10 years in a row. you know.
Well, it's also again when we were talking about as part of my manifestation, we
Mhm,
all have that power of manifestation. This is exactly what I foresaw
mhm.
the first time I was in this place looking at it as a space.
Mm-hmm.
I again just pictured people of all walks of life in here, and I went across the street to look at the window, and I said, put one of your paintings on there so people can just stop and say, what's that?
Mm-hmm.
What is this place going to be? And it all came to fruition. And I also said, I manifest people in my life who will help me along the way to get
Right.
to where I would like to be. And it's happening.
Right, right. Well, God don't make no mistakes. I tell people that because we
Yeah.
human. Humans make a mistake, but God doesn't make mistakes. He give us gifts, and He wants us to spread it and share it. You know, we will not allow. We are not allowed to express the love that we have. We are. We are like forced into situations that try to make people demonize us,
Right.
and we are loving people.
We are.
We don't hate people. I don't. I mean, my ancestors was in slavery, but your ancestors put them in slavery, not you. So they got you believing that you're responsible, like I'm responsible for. We cannot change the past, but
No,
we can change the present, because every day that we get up, that's a present.
absolutely 100%.
And the future is the next day, meaning that we're looking at the past. What I just said is not in the past. I'm living in the present. But then in 5 minutes, that'll be the future. So if we don't really absorb how God has magnificently put things together so that we can see the past, the present, and the future at the same time, I don't know what's
And
wrong.
it's all learning tools
Right,
on how to be or how not to be,
right,
And of course, we never ever forget our ancestors who suffer so much so we can have the freedoms that we have now.
right.
And it's so important to pay homage
Yeah,
and for that to never be forgotten. But you can also use that as a tool to be a stronger individual of society,
right.
a
Because
black individual in society.
yeah,
Yeah.
because I met black people, I met white people, I met
Yeah.
foreigners, and everybody in your place.
Mhm.
Ain't nobody sitting around saying, "Hey, what you doing in here?"
Nope.
Hey, everybody is on, as in church. Everybody's on one accord, because that's where that's what it says in Scripture. Where two or more gathered in my name, that's where I shall be also. So
Hmm.
when God doesn't make mistakes, again, we gather together, is that we have to come together in order to solve the problem the next generation is facing, you know. And that's, the purpose of 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 creating art and creating an atmosphere where people can intermingle and support. I
Absolutely.
you support me by coming on the show.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Anytime.
So I'm getting information that you're giving information that I'm sharing with other people. In
Right.
return, those people can share it with other people, and then maybe say, I need to go buy that gallery. I've been wanting to buy a personal piece. And your gallery is filled with pieces that everybody should
So
want.
many great artists are in here.
Yeah.
So many, so many. And it's important for us artists to um, have you understand our work,
Hmm.
understand the value of the work and the message behind it. And it
Yeah.
brings us joy every time we sell because part of our energy is now part of your energy.
Hmm.
And hopefully it'll be a positive one, for years to come,
Yeah.
you know. So
Pass it
yes,
down.
buy
Yeah.
locally, buy locally. You don't necessarily have to go to a vacation to get
Yeah.
your art piece. You can if you want to, but if you really want to find art, it's in your backyard. It's here.
Hello.
It's
Get
here.
it. Yeah. Get it here and pass it down generation. That's
Right.
that's that's just as wealthy as anything else.
Absolutely.
You know.
Absolutely. fine artists here. Fine
Yeah.
artists. Mm-hmm.
So that's what I kind of look at. So, I just want to give them an overview of another section of your gallery, because like I said, it's so inviting, the way you hung each piece. You carefully pick the right place for each size piece so that every artist that you have on your wall, you are expressing a view in a way that gravitates to the consciousness of the mind.
Yeah.
So that's it's just so fascinating. Like I said, people just got to get out and do you have any special person that's going to be a guest this Saturday?
Yes. Actually, a return guest. His name is Noah Wren. He is
Oh,
an
okay.
amazing poet. He teaches creative writing at ODU. But
Okay.
he also does instruction. He's an instructor
Mhm.
at Muse Writing Center
Oh.
in the back of us here.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
yeah, when he came for the first time, I was just blown away by
Mhm.
his words and his charisma. And I look forward to seeing him again. So, anybody that's listening, please, if you have the chance, please come and listen to this guy's work.
Okay.
Um, Normally, the poetry starts around 8.
Mhm.
So, if it could be there around that time, that's when it would start. But
Mhm.
you do not want to miss Noah Wren. He's amazing.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Like I try to, it's exciting to know the people that you you're bringing art, talent, poetry, and you also and every now and then you have people that come in and play instruments or bands.
Every once in a while, I'll actually, I think sometime this summer, I'm going to have a violinist.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I'm also interested in, you know, uh, saxophone players, jazz. I mean, all kinds of things. And I also was thinking about maybe perhaps have a comic come in and do
Oh,
some comedy. Why
oh,
not?
okay.
You
Yeah.
know? Yeah.
Yeah, it's an intimate atmosphere. You don't have to be 1,000 people to
No.
bring in talent because all art is gifts of brush, vocal, instruments. Everything plays
So
a
many aspects of art. There's so
yeah.
many avenues.
Yeah,
Yes.
so
Mhm.
definitely you're on the right tracks, and doing that. And like I said, is everybody from here to North Carolina, Washington, all the surrounding Eastern Shore, they need to come and experience, Quincy's Gallery, in Norfolk on 21st Street. So it's no secret. Like I tell people, what God does is what we. Let me put the address up there now so that it can run across the screen so people will know. So on 21st Street in Norfolk, and it's important. Again, is this first Saturday, every first Saturday, and give those days that you're now opening during the week.
Yes, of course. Again, I'm going to say also the address too, even though you see it on the screen there, is
Mm.
424 West 21st Street, Suite number 1, um, in the great neighborhood of Ghent.
Mhm.
The hours are Monday and Tuesday closed or by appointment only.
Mhm.
And Wednesday through Thursday is 4 to 9. Friday and Saturday is 5 to 10. And
Mhm.
Sunday is 2 to 7.
Right.
Mhm.
Hey, that's what counts. I mean, people, the spring is here. You want to go somewhere a little different, on Sundays, 21st Street, got plenty of parking around there. So don't
There's
say, well,
plenty of parking.
yeah.
And again, it's such a great walkable area
Mhm.
anyway. Make it a full day. Make it
Yeah.
an afternoon. Well, again, you have to start at 4 o'clock, but or Sunday at 2.
Yeah.
But do come in. It is. I have great music playing, and
Mhm.
um, hopefully you enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, and hopefully you buy art.
Hey, that's what
Find
I'm
that art.
talking about. Yeah, come on back, because people are getting married, and this will be a great gift for a person that's getting married.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
For a person that's getting married, or um, you know, just to get a gift for yourself as well.
Mhm.
There's so many. There's something for everybody in here.
Oh, okay. Young lady just said, "What state is this?" This is Virginia, state of Virginia. Norfolk, Virginia is where his gallery is located. Uh,
Norfolk, Virginia.
yeah. So, people are watching and questioning, but you have great art. People, need to spread the word, because, we could always, art is an investment. It's an
Well,
investment.
that's one thing. I'm probably alone on this island,
Uh-huh.
but I don't. I, as an artist, don't like to sell art as investments.
Oh, okay.
It's important for me to understand the resonance that the purchaser has with the painting, and then we
Right.
just talk about that. They talk about how it makes them feel, how it's
Right.
going to make them feel, and how it's going to bring energy to their home for years and years to come.
Right.
But yes, yes, some people do call it investments. I
Mhm.
call it just gifts, gifts to you,
Mhm.
gifts for somebody else for you to enjoy.
Right.
Yeah, so that's my point on it. But hey, if it's an investment, okay.
Yeah, you know, because I mean, well, yeah, I mean, investment to me, because it's the time and the energy that you put into it, and
Yes, I am.
you're gonna live with it every day. So you're
Yes.
investing continuously, and you might want to, you buy one piece, you want to, you
Collect
know,
another. Yeah.
collect another piece, because you don't want that piece to be alone. You know what I'm saying?
I'm all for it.
Yeah. you know, and you get to stop and talk to Quincy and enjoy his conversation. He's a very knowledgeable person about art. So it's not that you're just walking in. I don't mean that he's trying to sell you. He's really trying to educate you on the love and the gifts that he's gifted with, and all the amazing other artists that hang on his wall,
Oh yeah.
and you can share that with your family, your neighbors, and they too might want to say, "Hey, where did you get that piece?" I ain't telling you. You better tell me. I come
Yeah.
home and that piece be missing off your wall. And because when you see things, and I bought a few pieces of art from galleries in the past, and it's just that when it comes to seeing other people, it's more fun for me to talk about other people and to help people to share in the gifts that God gave other people. So that's why when it comes to you and look at the wall, you got about what, 20, 30 artists or more?
Actually, there's about maybe 26 artists in here. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, but the way you make it look, it's like I said, it's the energy and the way you visualize it. Because without the visualization of what you want that building to be, what you want that space to be, you didn't
Right.
just hang a picture over here, well, that's let put it over there, put that in the back. You took time with it, and that's the purpose. You took time to show that it's important for each artist work to be shown. Let that gift shine. And if you get inquisitive and you want to know, I am here to give you the 911, the 411, and the 804, and the 757 all in one. Whatever you want to call it. But I'm only trying to show you an expression and the experience of what the 757 offer. You know,
100%. And there's
yeah.
so much. It has so much to offer. I
Yeah.
wish I can house a lot more artists in here.
Mhm.
I'm manifesting
Mhm.
expansion. God
Okay,
did
okay.
it. And but I'm very grateful and humble to be in this spot for so long,
Right.
and I only look forward for the future. It's only going to be brighter and brighter and brighter.
Oh, no question. I see a larger gallery already,
Yeah.
you know,
Hmm.
because the artists here need it, you know, the
So many
artists.
artists need their in this. You don't know. Out of the thousands of years of art, there are thousands and millions of artists who were just as good as the masters, or even better, that were never discovered.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm talking about a man named Henderson Vaughn.
Oh, well, I'm across that bridge. I'm going across it. It's just that it's I'm going across it. I appreciate the compliments. I mean, I get it.
I'm gonna keep pushing you.
Yeah,
I'm gonna always mention it.
yeah. I know. I'm shy when it comes to what I do.
I
You know,
understand that.
I can talk. I'm just learning how to talk because I've been doing radio talk shows ever since the 70s and 80s, and my cousin, I was over her house when I used to go see my aunt, and she passed away about 90 something, and I was about 60, 63 or maybe 64. And
Mhm.
she walked in, and I go over there about every first, like you do first Saturdays, every first Sunday. When I leave church, I go see my aunt, and she walked in one day like frowning and stuff, like looking around, like what was that doing all that talking? Then her mama say, Henderson, what? When did he start talking? When he was a kid, he ain't never opened his mouth. Now he talking. So that's been like 40, 50, 60 years. She thought I couldn't talk. And she used to stay at my
Surprise!
yeah, but like I tell people is, when I got something to say, I say it. If not, then I just keep my mouth closed. I'm very quiet. I used to get the same thing when I at Tidewater Community College. I had got nominated for some of my artwork, and the teachers over there was like, when they had an award show, and the teachers and everybody like, you should have won. You should have won. I don't know why they didn't pick yours, but don't worry about it. But I did get an award uh, uh, for to go to some scholarship when I went to ODU for one of my paintings. So, like I tell people, it's not about me. It's just about people like you that's putting in the work, and we have to continue to. Somebody has to, as Martin Luther King say, if you're gonna if you're gonna be a street sweeper, do make sure people know that you swept that street. Make it clean so people can say when they walk in, who swept this street, and they'll
Hmm.
know it was you. So my work is to inform people of you and other upcoming artists and of all gyros. And that's what I try to do and fulfill. Mines will come. I'm not, I will someday maybe do a painting that I feel worthy of hanging in your gallery. Trust me, but it has to come through me through the spirit. But with any closing words about Saturday, before we sign off?
Yes. Again, the first Saturday event starts at 6:30 and it ends around 11 p.m. And again, the poetry starts around 8. But if you want to get here at least between 6:30 and 7
Mhm.
to start to feel the ambiance, so that people have something to drink, have a little nosh as well.
Mhm.
Um, you'll enjoy yourself. And also, too, you can find me at well, the website is still under construction, but I do a lot of posts
Oh, okay.
on Instagram, and it's Gallerie Ukwensi one at sorry, Gallerie Ukwensi 424,
Mhm.
and that's spelled GALLERIE UKWENSI 424. I'm the only Ukwensi. Just look up the name Ukwensi and you'll find me. Also on Facebook as well. Look up Ukwensi. You'll find me.
No doubt. And I'll be sharing this on Instagram and Twitter and links and all the other places. Once again, I want to thank you for coming on today. I really appreciate
my pleasure.
Taking time out your busy schedule. And hopefully, I don't know, I might be able to pop in for a minute on this Saturday. Depends if I can get my wife to go with me. But I will. I'll try to stop by. If not, I will be there the next fall. I'll be there someday.
Can I also say, Vaughn, thank you for all that you do for us. And it's okay to give yourself a little praise too. And so I applaud you for all the years of work that you've done for our community. And thank you so much for who you are.
Yeah. Thank you so much for that comment. I mean, not comment, but for the accolades. But you know, it's what God leads you to do. You have to do what He sent you to do. Thank you very much, and I'll see you soon. And keep up the award show. You know, don't give them no break. You know, until the next time, Quincy, I really appreciate you coming on.
Many blessings.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.